Hi there, I'm FabulousReindeer. It's February and oh wait, no it's not. Postponing is fun. Pokemon Sun and Moon have been out for more than 3 months now, and since I've been playing them so much, I thought it'd be fun to make a video of what I liked and disliked about it. Like, you know, the rest of YouTube. Sun and Moon changed a lot of things that were considered tradition in the older games. This made the game a bit more refreshing, but did all those changes work out? Let's find out. Before I start, special thanks to Vinny from Vinesauce for letting me use his stream footage from Pokemon Moon. Without you, this video wouldn't be here right now. The game starts with you receiving a video call from the regional professor, Professor Kukui. He gives you the usual spiel, introducing you to the world of Pokemon, but because this is a video call, it feels a bit more natural. Instead of starting the game from your room as usual, this is followed by a cutscene of a young girl trying to escape from a facility. This girl is Lily. She is my adopted daughter. Please protect her at all costs. The reason why I think this cutscene is played is because the story of this game is Lily's as much as it's yours. At least, that's what I think. When all that's done, the story begins with you waking up in your bed. Actually, on your bed. With your clothes on. And also your shoes? What have I been missing all these years? In most of the other Pokemon games, it won't be very long until you get to choose your starter. But in this game, there's a bunch more scripted dialogue and cutscenes, and there's more of that throughout the rest of the game. Now here's the thing, I've heard people complain about this a lot. Some people even say they couldn't play the games because of it. But I believe these cutscenes really help establish this game's characters, which this game excels at. No, really, it's the first time since like 2012 where if all the characters were to die in a car crash, I would actually care. Of course, some people are still put off by those cutscenes, and that's okay. Besides, what I just said only goes for your first playthrough. If it's your second playthrough, you already know what these guys are saying, and you'll probably find yourself mashing the A button throughout all the cutscenes. For now, I'll try not to get into too much spoilers, and instead I'll talk about how I feel about this game as a whole. The Pokemon designs of this game are great. When I played the game, I had a really hard time deciding what team I should take with me. The starters are, in my opinion, the best we had since Gen 4. I mean, look at Rowlet. Look at his roundness. You know how every generation tries to make a Pikachu clone? Well, Pokemon Sun and Moon made a Pokemon that literally wants to look like Pikachu, and everyone loves it. It's not just the new Pokemon that are great, Alola is just a good selection of Pokemon overall. I mean, Luxray is there. What more do you need? There's also the Alolan forms. Yeah, they're all from Gen 1 only, but it's nice to see Game Freak try to put interesting spins on their old designs. Most of them look pretty cool, except, you know, Garfield. Another thing Pokemon Sun and Moon do is ditch the old gym system and replace it with something new, the Island Challenge. You fulfill a certain task and then fight a special, powerful Pokemon called a Totem Pokemon. These Pokemon can usually call allies and have special movesets. They can put up a real fight, so be prepared. That's not all of the Island Challenge, however. There's also the Kahunas. These are more like traditional gym leaders, your team versus theirs, no gimmicks. Well, actually, there is a gimmick. Pokemon Sun and Moon introduced a new one in the form of Z-moves. You give your Pokemon a Z-crystal to hold, and once per battle, you can turn one of your moves into an amazingly powerful attack. And when you power up a non-damaging move, you can get some neat effects. For example, powering up Splash, you know, that move that does nothing, raises your attack by 3 stages, as if Gyarados wasn't dangerous enough. Anyway, the Island Challenge takes you through all 4 islands of Alola, where you'll meet a lot of characters. There's Team Skull, who are what happens when millennials form an evil organization, Samson Oak, who may very well be just the old Oak with a tan, we never see them in the same room, Glad, say edgy again, it's totally not a buzzword at this point, Eon, how come only the Oaks get last names, and the Aether Foundation, who want to protect all Pokemon. You'll also run into a bunch of characters from the older games, like Xena and Dexio. Remember? X and Y characters. Remember? Yeah, me neither. Pokemon Sun and Moon also did a bunch of things that I believe literally no one would be against, like the removal of HMs. So long, Cut Flash and Rock Smash, goodbye wasted move slots and nice gnawing you, Bibarrel. When you catch a Pokemon while already having 6 on your team, you'll now be given the option to swap out one of your party Pokemon with the one you just caught. This is super convenient, especially if you're the kind of person that switches up their team a lot. No portable PCs yet though. Speaking of the PC, Sun and Moon also added Poképelago, a place where you can make your Pokemon and your boxes work for you.
There's an island where you can collect Pokebeans, berry fields, a cave where you can find valuable items, a place to train your Pokemon, and a hot spring. This way, all those Pokemon that you abandoned in your boxes can finally be useful, and you barely have to pay any attention to it all. What the hell even is a responsibility? Remember how in Gen 6 a Mii got old kinda fast? Well, at least to me it did. Sun and Moon improved this as well by giving you the option to take care of your Pokemon right after a battle. This can involve brushing off sand, wiping off mud, or blow drying them if they got wet. You can also use this to cure status problems after battle, and all this raises the affection levels, which make your team do amazing things like dodge attacks, survive with 1 hit point, brush off status problems, and score critical hits more often. Some people would think this is overpowered, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to give them attention. You can be a heartless monster that doesn't love his Pokemon. Anyway, Refresh is great. Of course, these games aren't perfect. There's a bunch of things I don't like about them. First of all, there are barricades everywhere. There's often little room for exploration because people won't let you through until you've beaten certain tasks. This also makes the game feel very linear. You have to complete these tasks in order. Of course, this has mostly been the case since Gen 5, but that doesn't make it alright. Second of all, remember how I said that Totem Pokemon can call allies? Once you defeat the first one, every Pokemon can do it. Remember Mount Moon? Remember the Zubats? Imagine. You don't kill the first Zubat in 1 hit. It calls for help. It can do this at the end of each turn and it can still attack you during that turn. This can go on and on forever, and the only way to prevent it is by either giving it a status problem or running away. It does, however, have its set of positives. The longer you chain them, the more likely the Pokemon have good IVs. It also improves the encounter rate of shiny Pokemon, and Pokemon that are called to help grant double the amount of effort values. Sometimes, different Pokemon can come to help, either to actually help the other Pokemon out or to eat them. Also, not every Pokemon is likely to call for help. Still, I believe this could have been implemented better. Third, oh wait, no, this is a spoiler. Let me see what else I got. Yeah, no, that's about it when it comes to problems. I guess there's also no national dex, but that's kind of a nitpick, and I don't really have any footage to go with this.
Despite these problems, Sun and Moon are still great games, and in my opinion, they're some of the best we had since Gen 5, and I greatly recommend you picking them up and playing them. Of course, as you can see, this video isn't over yet. I'm about to head into spoiler territory, and if you haven't played these games yet but want to, please leave. As someone who got spoiled for this story myself, I can safely say this game is much more fun if you don't know what's about to happen. Skip to
9:20
to avoid the spoilers.
You know what I think is the coolest? The fact that the box art legendaries evolved from this little guy right here. They're the first legendaries that do that. What's even cooler is that technically, you've known the legendary mascot since the beginning. Before you even got your starter. Before you even started playing the game. And to see such a small, frail thing evolve into one of the most powerful Pokemon you can capture is pretty dang amazing. Another spoiler thing, you know in the other games the Elite Four kinda came out of nowhere? Yeah, they were mentioned sometimes briefly, but you never actually met them before that. In these games, the Elite Four is made mostly of people you already know, and something tells me at some point it was supposed to be all people you know. Anyway, 2 of the Elite Four are the Kahunas of the first 2 islands. You fought them before, but a very long time ago, so it's cool to see how their teams have grown. However, this Elite Four suffers the same problem that has been around since Gen 4. It feels very inconsequential compared to defeating the evil team. Yeah, becoming champion of Alola is what you set out to do, but after that kill-la-kill shit with Lusamine and the Ultra Beasts, this just doesn't seem like much. The most recent games that actually did this right were Pokémon Black and White, where, spoilers, the last enemy you face on your main quest is the leader of the organization you've been fighting all along, and his true plan reaches the climax after you face the Elite Four.
Sun and Moon aren't the best games in the series.
The games are very linear. There are questionable mechanics, and the cutscenes really hinder the replay value.
But that doesn't mean they're bad.
The opposite. These games are really great. The Pokemon, the characters, the story, the setting, they're all great. The island challenge instead of the gym system is refreshing. The new Z moves offer new ways to spice up battles, and the game has just a lot of great quality of life features that make the journey more comfortable.
These games may not be the best in the series, but they're damn well some of the best we had in years, and I had a lot of fun playing them. I thoroughly recommend you pick one of them up and enjoy Alola. How about both? don't have to do that.